make sure that in the field they're doing the best thing they can. So staying safe with PPE or minding their situational awareness and trying to figure out how they can get through the day best and get home safe. That's the biggest thing.
So we discussed a little bit in the intro about safety and how safety is one of our biggest priorities at Tempo Air and US-EcoLogic. And today we've got a really great person to talk a little bit about that. We've got our Director of Safety for our corporation, got Cooper Partin in here. Cooper, I really appreciate you being in here with us today to talk a little bit about safety and what it means to our corporation.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So if you don't mind, would you tell us a little bit about what you do here and let's say what safety means to you?
Yeah, so both great questions.
Yep.
So what I do here as the Director of Safety at Tempo Air, I currently run the entire field, our operations. We work with our mechanical side, our Tempo Air side, our US-EcoLogic energy auditors, and we try to make sure that in the field they're doing the best thing they can. So staying safe with PPE or minding their situational awareness and trying to figure out how they can get through the day best and get home safe. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, so for the most part, what I heard you say is that working with our field team, making sure that they're using proper safety precautions, as well as kind of keeping them where safety's a big part of what they do every day. It's not just a slogan, although we have a really great slogan that we've got on the side of our trucks, everyone home safe, but really it's just a mindset shift.
Absolutely. I think that the biggest, hardest part in construction is that there's a job to do, and getting safety done as well, it gets in the way a lot of the time, and it's not the easiest thing to do, and it's not necessarily natural. So making it natural by harping on it with our partners really helps us move forward and ensure that they go home safe.
Yeah, so no doubt, knowing that everyone's got the proper PPE, tell us a little bit about how you organized PPE and how we kind of distribute that to the field team members.
Yeah, absolutely. So each individual position is going to have a different set of personal protective equipment, but they're going to each have their own things that they need for their job specifically. So our energy auditors are going to have way different safety bags than our plumbers, but we give them a safety bag full of all their equipment. And with that, we then follow up with them making sure that they're actually wearing it, give them a safety assessment quarterly, and sometimes more often than that as needed.
Yeah. So you said the safety assessment, so that's on the job site, right?
That's right, that's right. We actually have myself and our safety inspector go around to all of the field members, and we make sure that while they're in the field doing their job, are they actually with integrity using their equipment and doing the right thing? And it's been really good finding the more and more we do it, the more and more they become experts at it.
Well, you're kind of helping invite them to the cause, right?
That's right.
So I know that our on the service side, and I'm sure other divisions within our corporation do this as well, but on our service side, we've actually got these toolbox talks.
That's right.
Before we'll start a big project or something like this, the supervisor will kind of review everything with the team, make sure they've got their back braces or their gloves on, or any type of laceration protection for their forearms. We use a lot of safety devices, and we really want to make sure that our teams are comfortable wearing them, because the issue, you said it a minute ago, it's like things get in the way. Well, the reality is there's very few job sites that we actually have that are set up to work. They're not working environments. These are residential homes, or they're multifamily job sites where there's no scaffolding, there's no caution tape, and before you know it, we're the ones who are accountable to kind of make sure that we're taking those precautions and safety, being safe. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about some of the training that you've initiated, as well as how we're helping get folks involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working with each department on a monthly basis, and sometimes on a weekly basis, depending on the needs. But we are getting them a minimum of 10 hours of safety training per year. And through that, we then are trying to give them the most pertinent information. I think one of the newest things we have is the the safety challenges that we're doing.
Okay.
We've started that up just this year, but with the safety challenges, trying to give them a quick 3-minute, here's the thing to consider this year to move forward and do better today and this week.
Very cool. Yeah, I liked when you brought that out. So essentially what the safety challenge is Cooper will sit there, we'll share it through Teams, and he'll sit there and he'll challenge a team member on something that he saw, and then encourage them to kind of give feedback on what they're experiencing as well. And then say, here's the challenge for the day, here's the challenge for the week. And we'll get some, I say we'll get some decent feedback. We're going to get some great feedback because really it's always mentioning it. It's always bringing it back up into the conversation. And you kind of have to do that. Someone once said, you really don't get through until you kind of get tired of saying it.
Right.
And the reality of it is safety is something that we should be thinking about constantly.
Yeah, and it's hard to build a culture that are built around safety that isn't always in your face.
Yeah.
So if it's not something you're talking about enough, then you're right, it's not going to be something that's on top of mind.
Right.
And so it's been interesting so far. I really hope that it develops and is used to figure out where the near misses are, where the problems are, and then maybe there's better challenges that are based off of the challenges we bring.
100%. So things we really didn't touch on and that we'll touch on with Robin when she gets in, but I know you work really closely with Robin. She's our fleet manager for our corporation as well.
Yeah.
But a big deal with safety aspects on how to be safe in the vehicle. Although that's not kind of only falls on your shoulders, but you do provide some insight to that. So give us a little bit of thought on some of what you guys work with together.
Yeah, so there's, I think safety in general, it encompasses quite a lot, and obviously fleet safety is its own beast, and so figuring out what are the best next steps for how we're going to train our partners on being safe while in their vehicles when that's where they are a majority of their day. That means that we need to find new solutions, and so luckily with a little bit of my background, I'm able to just assist her in what our fleet policy should look like or what upcoming objectives should be. It's really not that I'm leading too much, but just giving some examples of suggestions.
Yeah, so feedback is something that everyone takes and appreciates, and you said it, safety is a part of everything we do, and working with other partners who have established responsibilities for fleet, another big part of it. But it's the same thing, we've been talking about the field a lot, we've kind of talked about fleet a little bit, and then really it's building. Everyone in our building, we've got over 100 partners in this building almost every single day, whether it's warehouse or in the building itself. Tell me a little bit about how we work with our office staff and warehouse staff.
Yeah, so with the warehouse staff, they're constantly on forklifts or they're doing something that could be dangerous with the types of materials they're handling. So with that, there's definitely always an encouragement. Each week and each month, we're trying to get them the best information for what they're working on and how to better their protocols that they're currently going with. But with our building, we're working with the emergency action plans.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how to ensure that in case of an emergency, we can then respond. And so we've built an emergency response team around that. And that emergency response team is getting continuous training on how to respond in a fire, severe weather, a medical emergency, or anything else, any other hazards we might encounter. And so those kinds of things are big in allowing us to have some peace of mind that we have a safer building. We've also got security in the building, which is a great thing too.
Oh yes.
We've locked down all the doors, and so where we used to be somewhat of an open building, that's no longer the case, thank goodness. Everyone's got to have a badge to get in, and that's really helped us with security as well.
Well, we're talking about accessing the building. You never know what safety looks like until things are locked up. And one of the hardest things about that for us is just getting everyone to comply with that. I mean, it's like, hey, you've got a badge, and you got to use your badge to kind of get in to all these access points. And really, the good part about that is it lets the more vulnerable people feel more safe.
Sure.
And you touched right on that. It's like, that you got to feel safe in your own environment here.
Yeah.
So You know, we kind of went through the whole gambit really quickly of safety. Was there anything that you think we left out? Was there anything that you wanted to highlight?
I think that the most exciting part for me was just the way that I got into the company and then began the safety program. When we came in, Tempo really didn't have a solidified safety program.
Right.
And so from there, we decided, okay, we need to have something. And so we created a safety committee, and that safety committee was made up of partners from all over the company, and whether they were field partners or leaders. And so we were able to find different aspects of where safety was missing, or the regulation of safety, or the safety culture was missing, and figure out how we could implement that. And so in the first 2 years, that was the biggest goal, was how do we really put this program in place? And the fact that I was able to get everyone else's input and then put it in was really good. It wasn't just all on me.
Right.
It was a team effort from people across the country.
Well, having you embrace it from the very beginning and bringing it to light the way that you have has been, I hate to use the word or overuse the word inspirational, because really safety is one of the most important things, kind of what we've mentioned at the very top of this conversation. And having someone champion what I think most people feel uncomfortable about is difficult. And I think you've done that in a really, really professional way.
Thank you.
And then I say constantly doing it is what it's going to continue to take. So, you know, I think that every time that you think you're not doing enough, just keep doing it. Am I being too annoying? No, you're not. And even if some people think you are, that's when it's going to kick in.
Right, absolutely. I think that's been my hope from the get-go, is to be more of a coach than a safety cop.
Yep.
Safety coaching gets a lot further. People get involved and join you, whereas safety cops just they stop work and they get everybody involved. So that's not what we want to be here.
That is not. No. Safety is really what matters to us, and it's why we do what we do, and more so why you do what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Cooper, I really, really appreciate all of the time today. For sure, talk a little bit about safety. So what we're trying to engage here with our viewers is that this channel is really an open avenue for people to kind of get an inside view of what our corporation does and how we really care about what we do, and we care more so about our people. Safety is a big one on that.
Yeah.
So truly appreciate you being here for that.
Absolutely.
Can't thank you enough. And essentially, if you like this, please like it, subscribe. What else do they do to a channel? They comment on channels. So
bell on notifications as well. Make sure you got the notifications.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So guys, I really appreciate it. If you liked it, let us know and watch again. So we'll see you next time. Thank you guys.
Thank you for choosing Tempo Air. My name is Jasmine. How can we make your home more comfortable today?